these little buttons that don't want to disappear, right? So as you rest there, you can read these words, or you can just be in the presence of them inside yourself. May your own divinity be filled with the full ascended consciousness of the mighty Am presence. And if you allow yourself to focus on the heart and the heart chakra, and breathe in and breathe out, the ascended master consciousness of the mighty I Am presence is already being sent down to you and to all the others that will be watching, attending in the later now. So just resting for a moment, breathing in the energies of the full ascended master consciousness of the mighty I Am, and then breathing it out and just being with it. That's it. As you receive consciousness, one could say, is the programming in the light to give us deeper levels of awareness, higher levels of awareness. Higher levels of truth. As our hearts fill, heart chakra fills, radiating that consciousness out, it also fills the area in the brain, in the center of the brain, with that consciousness. Just noticing what you notice. We're just going to keep breathing in this way for the next few minutes until I am asked to continue on. As we're receiving this, remembering to be thankful. Gratitude has a beautiful way of opening us to these frequencies. May love's light fill the earth and release with the power of 1,000 suns. The love light we're receiving through the mighty I Am presence, which dwells around us but also resides within us. It is that presence that is filling the earth and releasing with the power of 1,000 suns. And your I Am presence individualized in mind, together with the Ascended Masters, the gathering of the divine love beings from Source that are 100% of the light. This could be truthful, loving ETs, it could be angels, beings of higher consciousness. The mighty I Am flowing through them from that highest source, all gathering, shining their lights with us as the mighty I Am presence shines through us. Flowing down to the energetic heart of Mother Earth. As she is part of the mighty I Am presence, she is a beautiful soul, light being. Radiating this out from the heart of Mother Earth through her energy channels and pathways to the Earth's surface and beyond into the aura. Of our Earth. Love light bathing all who dwell on Mother Earth. As well as all the structures of Mother Earth. Crystals, the waters, the earth, the sands, the mountaintops, snows. The air we breathe. And all life and creation here on earth. That Mother Earth supports through the mighty I Am presence. And as it is received, it is released with the power of 1,000 suns, amplified by the waters and the crystals, carried in the fires of the magma. Beautiful love, light, and master consciousness flowing down through and around, supported by the mighty I Am and all the loving beings of higher consciousness. The eternal dominion of the light of God, of Source, of Universe that never fails. As you rest there, moving to single-minded meditation, bringing your focus to the breath. As this consciousness continues to flow in through the breath, every time you have a distraction, just honor it and then move your focus back. You may notice some pressure or stimulation in the forehead and the crown. This is the consciousness flowing in. And we'll just be quiet for just a couple of minutes. Take a nice breath, giving thanks to yourself for spending this time, this gift with single-minded meditation, and for the energies that have come in to support the goodness of who you are. And again, focusing on your heart chakra, making the statement, I now move into my I Am presence. Making the statement, I am now my I Am presence. Breathing in and out from your heart center. I am now my I Am presence. Awareness of that shift. And then making the statement, my I Am presence now brings down the greatest intensity of pure love, light, and truth. The mighty great I Am wills for me. Thank you. my I Am presence now brings down the greatest intensity of pure love, light, and truth. The mighty great I Am wills for me. Thank you. And imagining a most brilliant diamond light surrounding you, shining down from your source. Beautiful column of love light out past the aura. As you also breathe in the particles of this brilliant diamond light in through your breath, helping to detoxify at a cellular level vibrationally. At the same time, this diamond light is moving down through you, through your chakras and meridians. To breathe it in through the heart and the heart chakra. It amplifies here. And you breathe it down your body intentionally. Again, amplifies through your conscious awareness and observation, your focus. Channels it down through your feet, all the way down to the energetic heart of Mother Earth. Where she responds with her vibrationally love light, the diamond light, magnetized, flowing up from the energetic heart of Mother Earth up through your feet to your heart chakra and heart. And her magnetized diamond white light flows through the chakras and meridians. As you breathe her consciousness up in the air you breathe, magnetizing that light into your body. Which nourishes your inner light, the fractal of the mighty great I Am within you. And it is more deeply, more strongly activated and unified, where these three lights become one in the fractal. Filling the heart, filling the fragment, filling the heart chakra with this radiance. And as you breathe this love light in that's unified, it strengthens, purifies, releases, and brightens, enhancing you physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, enhancing all your systems through the power of love. And keep breathing in this way until you become one with the light. as this flows around and through you, we're now going to call in the golden light and do the golden light meditation. Making a statement, my I am presence now brings out from within my golden divine light, the greatest intensity of creative power. The mighty great I am wills for me, thank you. My I am presence now brings out from within my golden divine light, the greatest intensity of creative power. The mighty great I am wills for me, thank you. And focusing on the heart center, imagining, intending, pretending the most radiant golden light, the creative fire of divine love, the vibration of opulence, the vibration of creativity, abundant creativity, limitless, high vibrations of wisdom and knowledge, streams of golden light, flowing out from within. Appreciating this light, loving this light. Enjoying this light, being joyful in this light. Like champagne bubbles of vibration, of joy, of celebration, happiness, freedom, being unleashed from within you, celebrating your divine power, goodness, creativity, breathing it in and out and filling. It fills all the cells of your body. It too has consciousness. Breathing golden light in and out through the breath. Also stimulates the center of the brain. Flowing through the neural pathways, neurotransmitters, neuroreceptors, flowing down the nervous system. As all the chakras fill, the meridians fill, the nadi channels fill, all the way out to the aura. And beyond it. of ideas, inspirations, and the energies to fulfill them. Attracting opportunities, drawing the appropriate people to come together in this golden light to unleash more of it for the benefit of all life and creation. As you breathe in and out, becoming one with this light, expanding into greater freedom, owning the light that dwells within you as you is your divine path into mastery. You are a divine love being, and that you can hold the light of divinity here, allowing it to reside in you, through you, as your source, to support you here on earth, yet connected to the highest source of love that all of the universe draws upon. And you're channeling this into your body, into your mind, into your energies, into your life and world and affairs, for your benefit, but also for the benefit of all, with harm to none. Just giving thanks now for the energy and the space that you now find yourself in. In a moment, I'll count you up, 1 up to 5. When you reach 5, fully alert, fully immersed, yet remaining in your I am presence. 1, calmly now. 2, comfortably. 3, head to toe, feeling good, feeling perfect in every way. 4, your eyes are cool and clear, like a cool brook has just washed through them. And 5, fully alert, fully immersed, coming all the way back. All the way back. Well done. Have a drink of water if you need. There is but one love, intelligence, and power which can act, and that is God, Source, Universe, Creator, whatever your name is for God, which is the I am. The I am is love, love within the individual, life and world. It is the I am that is the great activity of all life. The idea, the doer, and the doing. The invocation, thou infinite, all-pervading presence, with thy mighty radiance surging forth throughout the atmosphere of earth, We give praise and thanks for the onrushing Christ power of love and wisdom, remembering that Saint Germain considers Jesus Christ to be an ascended master. Which with no uncertainty is raising the consciousness of mankind above the sordid selfishness of the activity of the outer self, also known as the ego. We give praise and thanks that we have become conscious of the mighty active presence at all times, and that in the conscious recognition of Thee, Thou dost charge our minds and bodies with Thy pure presence forever. And these meditations we've been doing, these are how we charge our minds and bodies through the love presence. Through that love presence, we also receive consciousness. Saint Germain, Discourse 3. I bring greetings from the radiant host to you all. From within the radiance of the great electronic belt, I am projecting this today. From the heart of the golden city, the twin rays come forth, upon which are the speech, the light, and the sound. I wonder how many of us have considered speech, light, and sound to be rays, or have heard of this great electronic belt. And for those that are unfamiliar with twin rays, the ray of the masculine energy, the positive electrical charge, the ray of the feminine energy carrying the negative electric charge, or the magnetic. The time has rapidly unfolded us when we must be more aware of the great electronic belts encompassing all creation from the Godhead to the individual. The etheric belt around the golden city is impenetrable, far more so than a wall of many feet of steel would be. The wall is infinite. The only energy that can penetrate the etheric belt of the golden city is a similar frequency of love. So, in a lesser degree, may the individual with sufficient comprehension of the great and active principle of the God Self surround himself or herself with an electronic belt or circle, which he or she may qualify in any manner that they choose. So I'm going to invite you now again to move into that golden light of love. And radiate it out. Filling the aura, filling the body, and filling the aura. That's it. That golden light. The consciousness of it, the vibration of it. shining brightly. Charging the aura, all the particles that make up the aura, all the energy bodies that make up the aura. As the cells within the body keep bathing in this light of the radiation. As well as filling in particular the pelvic girdle. The cup of life. This beautiful golden light. This golden light is not only an attractor of golden good, it's also a protector. The more and more you fill yourself with the golden light and out into the aura, the more impenetrable your energies become for anything unlike love. And its protection through love, with the underlying energies of love. And harm to none. And this is important because, but woe to be to an individual who qualifies it destructively to underlying energies are things like anger or malice or judgment or criticism. Remember to always use this energy with conscious respect and awareness that not only are you working with the love vibration to the heart, but your intent needs to align. Align to love, align to peace, align to joy, align to opulence, to bring more love forth, bringing benefit to all, harm to none. As you open your eyes, remaining in this vibration, Saint Germain continues, if anyone should be foolish enough to do this, to use this force for anything other than good, he or she would find this belt of electronic force closing in upon his or her outer form, and it would be consumed. In other words, the person that is most harmed is the person who's generated the disharmony. But those who, with wisdom, build and qualify it with God's mighty love and constructive power will find themselves moving in a world untouched by the ignorance of mankind. The invitation here is to continue to fill ourselves with this goodness and with this mighty love of divine source, and its constructive use of this love as power to empower ourselves. And then we'll notice that we move through the world differently. The cosmic period has arrived when those who have attained a certain degree of understanding must create, apply, and use this wondrous electronic circle. Every creation that is self-conscious action has the circle of pure electronic force about it naturally. But to a large degree, its force is ungoverned, therefore dissipated. So all of us have this ability to work with this force, but without focusing on it, without discipline and purpose, it just evaporates. In conscious creating this mighty ring of pure electronic force, you stop all leaks in the generation of this limitless essence and hold it in reserve for conscious use and direction. After a few months of this conscious creative activity of and within this electronic ring, one will need to be very careful in loosing or directing this force in any manner except divine love. In the beginning of human's individualization, he or she was naturally surrounded by this magic circle. But as the consciousness was lowered more and more, rents were made in this great circle of force, causing leaks, as it were, until it almost entirely disappeared. So over time, this consciousness was lowered, parts of the circle was given away, borrowed upon. This, however, was not a conscious creation of the individual, but was a natural unfolding circle. So this great circle wasn't something that we created, it came with us in the way that our bodies were created. It just came. Now students of the light must go to work with no uncertainty and consciously create this electronic belt about themselves, visualizing it perfect, with no rents or breaks in its construction. So as you breathe it in and out and fill, imagine it perfect, whole. Thus, it will be possible to consciously reach within the electronic belt of the Godhead and there receive limitless wisdom, love, light, and the application of simple laws by which all power and all creative power is possible. So again, as you rest there in your electronic belt, breathing in and out, visualizing perfect circle, perfectly filled with the golden light, your I am presence doing this on your behalf as you visualize it. Now ask your I am presence through the intention, my I am presence now brings in the electronic belt of the Godhead. The I Am Presence now brings in the electronic belt of the Godhead. My I Am Presence now brings in the electronic belt of the Godhead. And notice what you notice. And then go a step further. I am now the electronic belt of the Godhead. I am now the electronic belt of the Godhead. I am now the electronic belt of the Godhead. And here you can choose what you would like to receive. There's limitless wisdom, there's love, there's light, and the application of the simple laws of the creative power is possible. So here you can qualify what attributes of the electronic belt of the Godhead you would like to work with, receive. For example, you can say, I am now the limitless wisdom of the electronic belt of the Godhead. And I now bring down the limitless wisdom, the consciousness, and the application of the simple laws of limitless wisdom by which all creative power is possible. I am now the limitless wisdom, the consciousness of the electronic belt of the Godhead, and I now bring down that limitless wisdom. You can include the love, light, application of the simple laws by which all creative power of the limitless wisdom is possible. There might be other words here that shine out for you or shine out from within you. Perhaps one desires to bring more opulence through, to bring benefit financially as well as spiritually, to bring projects into being, to attract the work of the projects, people in those projects, freedom, creative ideas, creative inspiration, creative power to fulfill them. Here in the Godhead, these rays are limitless, and you can create through the love and light, qualifying your life, your work, the people who you love, opportunities, as you sit here imagining, always using this vibration of love with the consciousness to bring goodness to all life and creation and harm to none. So, And giving thanks for the energy and the space we find ourselves in, thanks to the Godhead for all that has been given and received. I'm going to ask you to make the statement, I am now my I am presence. I am now my I am presence. I am now my I am presence. My I am presence is and remains surrounded by and immersed in the electronic belt of my I am presence. My I am presence now remains surrounded by and immersed in my electronic belt of my I am presence. This is helping you to move your energy, stepping them back down. Thank you. When you're ready, opening your eyes. While the student is admonished to look always and never forget it to his or her own God self, which is the creator of their individualization. Yet never has there been a single attainment in which there has not been given the assistance of those still in advance, the Ascended Masters. And then advance, encouraging you to advance. There being but one God, one presence, and his all-powerful activity, then the more advanced than the other is but more of the God self in action. So isn't that interesting? Then the one more advanced than the other is but more of the God self in action. The only difference is that they're working from their God self more. I am here and I am there, for there is but one God self everywhere. So let's just say this statement 3 times in your I am presence and notice how you respond to it. I am here and I am there, for there is but one God self everywhere. I am here and I am there, for there is but one God self everywhere. I am here and I am there, for there is but one God self everywhere. Notice how that affected you. When the student can at once understand that the ascended host of masters are but more advanced consciousness of himself or herself, then he or she will begin to feel the unquestionable possibilities within their grasp. Now, doesn't that sort of equalize the playing field? When we understand that the ascended hosts are the same as us, just with more advanced awareness of that which they are. Whether he speaks to the Godhead direct, to one of the ascended masters of light, or to his or her own God self, in reality it makes no difference, for all are one. To speak within your God self, to speak to the God self within an ascended master's light, and speaking with the Godhead is all the same. Until one does reach the state of consciousness, it does make a difference. For the individual is almost certain to feel a division of the oneself, which is not possible to be made except in the ignorance of the outer activity of the mind. When the student thinks of the outer expression, he or she should at all times be aware that it is but the outer activity of the one intelligence guarding himself at all times against trying to divide his own consciousness. this mighty God power centered in him. So we have this beautiful, full, omnipresent source shining out from us. And it is our mind and the minds of others, the ego, wanting to put things in a category and divide up the light into pieces, which it cannot do, except if the person believes it to be true. It's just your ego's attempt to separate you from Source. Again, I must remind you that this is the limitless mighty power of God that cannot intrude its wondrous powers into your outer use except by your invitation. If your ego desires to make division truthful and separation truthful, then there's nothing that the mighty power of divine source that is limitless can do until you decide otherwise. It's going to honor where you're at and wait until you're ready. You must invite this source light out and work with it, regardless of what the ego mind tells you or what other people tell you or their thought forms floating through the air say to you. There is only one kind of invitation that can reach it and let it loose, and that is your feeling of deep devotion and love. When one has generated about himself or herself this electronic ring or belt, there is no power that can penetrate it except divine love. It is only your consciousness of divine love that can penetrate within this great inner blazing belt of the Godhead, through which the Godhead sends back to you its great outpouring. Mark you through his messengers, transcendent beings, so far surpassing anything of your present conception that is not possible in words to convey to you, the majesty of the love, wisdom, and power of these great ones. And as we sit on the slide, this majesty of love and wisdom and power is being radiated down to each of us. And it is up to us to open our hearts and our heart mind, the intelligence of the heart, to convey to you in your heart what is not possible in words. The majesty, the greatness of love. When you admire a beautiful snow-peaked mountaintop, the stillness and tranquility of a lake, when you step on the foam, the soft foamy mosses, barefoot, and feel the coolness and the quietness of your steps as you look up to these tall timbers of trees, and you see in the morning dew the shimmering diamonds hanging from the leaves and the branches. There's a majesty of our nature, which is an expression of the majesty of love. The wisdom that interconnects all life on earth, the power of nature. These are all examples in our outer world of the mastery of love contained within us, the wisdom and power contained within us, that the great ones are shining out to us. The freedom of the winds, power of the rains, the beauty of the sun, the nourishment of our earth, the natural forces around us are within us, and are examples of the mastery of love, wisdom, and power that we are, and that the great ones are radiating to us to bring it out from within us by our invitation to open to it. And to be present with it. As we breathe it in and out. That's it. And as it continued to radiate, Saint Germain adds, at this point, let me remind you again that the student who will dare to do and be silent will find himself or herself lifted into the transcendent radiance of this innermost sphere. So as you sit there, let's move into that silence and allow each of us to experience that transcendent radiance of this innermost sphere. Thank you. And then by experiencing and seeing, will he or she comprehend this by which I have spoken? Each time you do this meditation, you see and experience more, and then there's greater comprehension. The student who will dare to do and be silent will find himself or herself lifted into the transcendent radiance of this innermost sphere to comprehend the experience. The soul who is strong enough to clothe itself in its armor of divine love will go forward and find no obstruction, for there is naught between your present consciousness and this mighty transcendent inner sphere to obstruct the approach of divine love. When you have touched and seen within this inner circle, you will then understand how imperfect is the present expression of divine love. Once one becomes consciously aware of these great spheres to which he or she may reach, he or she will find himself or herself fearlessly reaching deeper and deeper within the radiance of the mighty, intelligent hub of the universe, from which all worlds and all creation have proceeded. This mighty hub of the universe is not only outside of us, it is within us. And when we reach deep inside of ourselves, that's when we bring the consciousness out for our use and for the good of all. If we, in the teachings of the 30s and even still today, if we are reaching outside of ourselves to try and attain something that we're feeling lacking within us to raise us up, then it becomes very difficult for us to embody it, because again, we're already validating separation, that there's something outside of ourselves must lift us up, instead of focusing on our inner vibration, bringing it out and having our inner vibration raise us. There are among you strong, dauntless, fearless souls who will understand this and be able to use it with great blessings to themselves and others. There are those who will understand and see that the presence which beats each heart is God in action. That the activity sending the circulation through the body is God. That the essence charging forward to vitalize the outer form is God in action. Then, O beloved students, awake to this now. As you rest there, imagining your circulatory system, imagining the heart, observing the flow of the blood through the beating of the heart, flowing down, giving nourishment to the body, and then the cells returning through the veins, through the circulation back to the heart. It gets pumped through the lungs for oxygenation. That is the activity of Divine Source. The essence charging forward to vitalize the outer form, God in action. A vibration which carries an essence of God. Carried forward is the God in action. Everything that you are is God's source. And everything that is here is also God's source. Do you not see how great a mistake it is to sink under the ignorance of the outer self, feeling pain, distress, and disturbance, all created by the ignorance and the activity of the outer self? There is so much that our outer self, the ego, does not know. Science believes it understands 2% of the universe. And I wonder how much of that 2% it actually truly understands. Whereas science discovers new truth, those understandings and knowings change. How can we know that which we are and know the activity? And yet, how often does our ego want to tell you, or others tell you, that it understands how things work? when a few moments of earnest contemplation will cause one to realize that there can be but one presence, one intelligence, one power acting in your mind and body, and that is God. The mind is basically the opinion of all of that, but what is actually giving all of us life is the source of life itself. You see how simple yet powerful is this consciousness within you to let loose. The full recognition of the great pure activity of God into your mind and body. When you acknowledge the truth, I am observing, acknowledging, and recognizing that all my body functions, the divine mind function that governs our body function, that keeps our heart beating, keeps us breathing, and at a soul level, that which we are. When we acknowledge it, recognize it, then more of that great pure activity of God can be realized within ourselves and realized in our world. And that we begin to see with the eyes of Divine Source that which we are and that which our world is and others, by moving our acknowledgement to the pure activity of God that we all are. It vibrationally alters all we come in contact with and lets that love loose and lets it, this wonderful transcendent essence, flow, fill full to overflowing in every cell. What you focus on, bring your attention to, is your point of creation. As you imagine the heart beating, the blood circulating, that which your body is, it houses your soul and your light, and the heart mind that is connected to the soul, to the essence, providing that pure connection, love flow. Then the great pure activity of God lets its energy loose. The essence flows, filling all the cells with love light, the DNA, the organelles, the fluids, and then past the cell walls, brightening the fluids around the cells, strengthening the vibration of love throughout the body, the consciousness, bringing greater vitality to you, through you, revitalizing your energies with love consciousness. That's it. And all this continues as you receive Saint Germain's message. For it seems to me, beloved students, that you cannot fail to grasp the simplicity of your true God self acting in you. You're sensing it as it acts with you, through your focus and intention. This is how you grasp the simplicity of your true God self acting in you, is through your experience, which is beyond the ego's mind to understand it. And yet through your experience, you have the consciousness, the awareness of the experience, and gain wisdom, strength, that you are greater than the ego mind will ever be able to understand. You are an unlimited force. Ever turn to it, praising it, giving thanks. It's a beautiful light that you are. Thank you. Thank you for the goodness. Thank you for the vitality. Thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge that is source knowledge. That we are experiencing it, however it is for you. Tingling or bubbling or vibration. Stimulation. Awareness. Joyous. And loving it. The way that you love the beauty of a sunrise or a sunset. How the light fills the sky. All the colors. How you love that. The invitation is to love this light the same way. Being present with this light within. It's precious. Loving. It's graceful. It's giving. Grateful. This is it demanding your true God self and commanding it to act in you. This calls it out on demand, on command, through love. Ever turn to it, praising it, loving it, demanding and commanding it to surge forth into every cell of your body. The human understanding of demand, I believe, is a different understanding that Saint Germain is using. Sometimes we demand service, from someone, and because we believe that we're in need and this person should respond, and we're asking of somebody else something that really may not actually be possible. When we're demanding source, we're demanding something that belongs to us to come forward, that is omnipresent. And it has an effect, in a sense, on the ego, because no matter what the ego is saying, you can say, no, I demand it to come forward. And I command it to come forward. Not that you're commanding love, but you're actually breaking through a barrier of the ego. And that's how I'm receiving the statement. You can sit in your I am presence and find your interpretation of it. But I believe that the demand and the command is to break through the barrier of the ego. Move into the light and bring it out. Into every demand of the outer activity in the home, your affairs, your business. When your desire is sent forth clothed in the God presence, power, and intelligence, it cannot fail. So remember that our spaces is filled with all kinds of ego activity and old, outdated consciousness and thought forms. So when you're bringing the light into your home, it's helping to alter the light frequencies and consciousness there. Into your affairs, be it relationships. Everything on earth is a relationship, from finances to personal relationships, to those happening in your business, projects, clients, workplace, commanding the love light out from within and not paying attention to the sometimes density of disharmony that we run into. We can be aware that it's there, but if we focus on it, we bring more of that energy out. So here we're focusing on our own light and bringing that out. And when we're seeing other people, we're focusing on their light rather than what is their outer is giving perceptions of disharmony or conflict. So when you go into a space already prepared, clothed in the God presence, you've spent time in your I am presence, building the energy, building up the power, and asking for the intelligence of the God presence to come forth through command. I now am my God presence. I now am the power of my God presence. I now am the power and the intelligence of the God presence, vibrating, breathing it in and out, acknowledging that the light cannot fail. Wherever there is darkness, when light enters, the darkness always will give way and become light. It must bring to you that which you desire. Desire is but a lesser activity of decreeing. Decreeing is and should be the recognition of the accomplished desire. So when one makes a statement or a decree, the vision needs to be in resonance with what one is commanding. If we're decreeing financial freedom, abundance, opulence into our world, then our vision needs to align with that. What does financial freedom, opulence look like? What feeling goes with that? The feeling of freedom, the feeling of abundance. What one is able to give and receive through the universal laws. The more one receives, the more one has to share. For example, if one is dealing with a health issue and the desire is to be healthy, then decreeing health needs to be aligned with the vision of what health looks like. What is the energy feel of that? Vital energy. What are the activities that one would do with a healthy body? How rested does a healthy body? How clear is a healthy body? How the body moves with ease. What is the posture of a healthy body? The desire, gratitude, lots of energy to conduct the day, nice deep sleeps. The desire, the decree, the vision, and then holding that vision as it is already there in your world. that it is accomplished. This is what brings to you that which you desire. Beloved students, do you forever put away any fear of the use of this great power? You know without being told that if you misuse it, you will experience inharmony, which we're more familiar with disharmony. Inharmony means within yourself you'll feel out of alignment, and you'll experience that. If you use it constructively, it will bring such blessings untold. But you can but give praise and thanksgiving for the moment when you awakened to the fact that this limitless power is omnipresent. It is everywhere, ever awaiting your conscious direction. The individual who has said that you cannot add but 1 cubit to your height by your thought has stifled the activity and progress of the individual. For thought and feeling are the creative power of God in action. Thought and feeling are the creative power of God in action. The uncontrolled, ungoverned use of thought and feeling has brought about all kinds of discord, sickness, and distress. And this is one of the reasons why in the meditation classes over the years, in the heart resonance classes over the years, that there has been this teaching around not feeding protests. Like when one fights and protests against something, they're adding their thought and feeling to the very thing that they don't want. When we do this personally, when we fight our illness, when we fight in our relationships, we're adding the thought and feeling of the fight. We're adding to that energy, and we're creating more of it. And that shows up in our world, in our affairs, personally, but also expanded into the world. However, we can go the other way with it. We can go to a pro-peace, and love. Bring the energy of love and peace to the peace rather than fight for peace. Few, however, believe this, and they keep on going, continually creating by their uncovered thought and desire chaos in their worlds. So if you look in your world and you kind of bring your awareness to where there's a bit of chaos, or maybe a lot of chaos, then ask yourself, like, what thought pattern, feeling pattern is discordant? And as you readjust your thought and feeling about that issue, bring love and order, energies of love and order within yourself, and imagine whatever that issue is being loved into order. Then you're reversing a disharmonious situation through being in accordance with love. And it is the love energy that adjusts perfectly. When they could see as easily as the breath face about, using their thought constructively would be the motive power of divine love, and build for themselves a perfect paradise within the period of 2 years. So if one consciously commits, in 2 years you could have a completely different life. I could have a completely different life. And the world, as we each shine brighter, we bring that consciousness of that perfection into our world, and our world becomes more and more that which we desire, not just for ourselves, but for everyone, bringing benefit to everyone across the planet, every person, bringing benefit to all the other life forms, and Mother Earth and all of her systems. Using their thought constructively with the power of divine love and you will build in yourself, your life, your world, and affairs, a perfect paradise within that period of 2 years. And remember, we can always call upon the help of Saint Germain, of any ascended master. If you align with Jesus Christ, if you align with Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Archangel Michael, the source within yourself, the great source, the divine love that is Mother Earth, her soul, it's all the one love. Even physical science has given proof that the body or outer form completely renews itself within a few months. Then you must see that the conscious understanding and application of the true laws of your being, how easy it is to cause perfection to manifest in your entire body and every organ to leap into its perfect normal activity. As you rest there, how many times have we been told that our health is a result of our DNA, even though that wasn't the actual truth of that experiment? The truth of that experiment showed that what environment you put the DNA in changed the expression of what the DNA did. The medium that our DNA is in all the time is our world of thought and feeling and our beliefs. When you change thought, feeling, and beliefs, the DNA responds differently. And if you want to learn more about that, you can read The Biology of Belief by molecular cell biologist Bruce Lipton. When there is disorder in the body, there too must be disorder in the mind and the feeling. When you bring order to the mind and the feeling, altering chemistry of the body, neurochemistry, neurohormone, and you can re-manifest into your body health and vitality, into perfect normal activity. Should one spend time to do this work, bring in these energies, imagine the perfection, hold the perfection long enough. In a short time, it would not be possible for inharmony to enter your thought or body. So the greater benefit is its longer-term correction. O children reaching to the light, this great privilege is the open door to God before you, which none may shut but yourselves. None may obstruct or interfere with it but yourselves. Fearlessly use your God-given dominion and power and be free. O children reaching to the light, this great privilege is the open door of God before you, which none may shut but yourselves. None may obstruct or interfere with it but yourselves. Fearlessly use your God-dominion power, God-given dominion and power, and be free. Slide is repeated twice. for you to allow that to sink in. You cannot attain and hold this perfect freedom except through consciously applied knowledge. Now I shall give you a secret that, if understood by the angry or discordant individual, would tear him or her from that destructive activity, even from a purely selfish standpoint. The angry, condemning person who sends out constructive thought, and this also is when we are angry and condemning ourselves, feeling or speech to another who is poised in his or her own God power, receives back to himself or herself the quality of which he or she discharged in this power. While the poised person receives the energy which serves him or her, and by which they automatically requalifies by his own poise. Thus, the creator of discord through anger and condemnation is consciously destroying himself or themselves, his or her world of activity, or his or her affairs. There's a story in Unveiled Mysteries where Guy Ballard, whose pen name is Godfrey Ray King, is with Saint Germain, and Saint Germain is showing him other points in time and civilization. And there was a priest who was protecting a woman in the temple, and this king, together with soldiers, wanted to abduct this woman for his own purposes. And the priest told the group that had entered the temple to stand back, and the king sent this man, one of his footmen, forward to take this woman, and the command again went out to stop, and when the fellow entered the space of the priest, he fell down dead. And then the king himself came forward, and he too was commanded to stop, and he fell down dead. And Saint Germain basically said it wasn't the energy of the priest that killed these men, it was the energy that they carried in their hearts that was them destroying themselves. So when we send out discord through anger and condemnation, and we send it out to a loving person, we are condemning ourselves. Here is a vital point students should understand, well, to anyone, but especially to a loving person. When one consciously reaches within the inner electronic circle of God, he or she makes his or her outer expression activity a channel for the ceaseless outpouring of the pure essence from the Godhead. One of the wonderful things that happens over time when one consistently uses this electronic energy, this divine love energy, is your consciousness alters, the heart begins to alter, and you begin to embody more and more love. At first, one wrestles with the ego, but eventually, over time, the ego aligns to love, and all the discordant energies and experiences that the ego has contained in itself begins to be freed and converted into love. And at some point, this is when an ascended master reaches ascendance, they're nothing but a channel of love, of this essence of Godhead. So this whole course is about helping us to be able to do this for ourselves. It teaches the different techniques and mindset to make certain adjustments, but then it's up to us to use these tools to bring the goodness to us, through our own experiences and the upward movement of our consciousness by through the use of it. This in itself, even though he be silently this in itself, even though he be entirely silent in the outer expression, is one of the greatest services to humanity. As we go about this work, we don't need to tell the world what it is we're doing. There's a humility, if you will. And that humility and that silence, then the energy can build within us and not be just leaked out everywhere. And in that silence, in that presence, we alter other people's experiences without having to force upon another, if you will, instruct another. For they haven't asked, or they'd be in a class like this one. But few not ascended are aware of what it means to mankind. The one reaching within the electronic circle becomes a continual outpouring, and this very radiation alone is a tremendous blessing to all mankind. When you're doing that meditation, the golden light, placing that electronic circle around you, you're bringing benefit to all life in creation, including mankind. Thus, eon after eon have there been those unselfish messengers of God, through whom has poured forth the blessing of those not understanding the uplifting presence of this surging energy. When there is one or more found who can be an outpouring for this great welled-up presence, it is likened unto the first trickling of a leak in a dam. As the consciousness is held steady and firm, and as the rent in the dam increases, greater volume of water comes forth, for at last all obstruction is swept away, and the whole force back of it is poured forth into use. Unlike the water away, and the whole force back of it poured forth into use, unlike the water dammed up that rushes forward, dissipating itself because it is without direction, the God power thus loosed goes direct to the channel of consciousness most receptive, and there builds itself up, awaiting the opportunity to rush forward more and more. Each person who has entered this work sincerely becomes more receptive through the sincerity as one devotes the resources of the body, the mind, the emotions, the feeling, and the practice. Combining these, their receptivity grows, bringing the love energy and the God power into the being. Opens the channel from God power to you, and there it builds up. And when you breathe it in and out from your heart, it is then released, rushing forward, poured out for you to use. And the more one pours it out for use, bringing more goodness, the wider the channel becomes. And so more can be poured forth and more can be directed. Thus, the student of light, aside from his or her activity in dispensing the truth, becomes, as it were, an artesian well, from the depths of which flows this mighty essence of God. The vibration of the love is also dispensing truth. Love and truth coexist in the light. The student should at all times remember that no matter what their mistakes may have been, God never criticizes or condemns them. But at every stumble which is made, in that sweet loving voice says, "Arise, my child, and try again, and keep on trying, until at last you have attained the true victory and freedom of your God-given dominion." Always, when one has been conscious of having made a mistake, his first act should be to call on the law of forgiveness and demand wisdom and strength not to make the same mistake a second time. So let's do this. I am now my I am presence. My I am presence now calls upon the law of forgiveness. My I am presence now calls on the law of forgiveness. My I am presence now calls on the law of forgiveness. And for this example, maybe bring something to mind. It might be recent. It might be past, long ago. As that law of forgiveness flows in, there's the light in that law. There's love in that law. There's kindness and compassion in that law. There's freedom in that law. And whatever it is you're holding against yourself, holding against another, holding against a situation, whatever the thoughts are there, whatever the imagery is there, whatever the feelings are there, in order to have freedom for oneself, release for oneself, one also must be willing to release others and the situation into that law and light of love that is forgiveness and release. Imagining giving that over and freeing the other person or persons, freeing the situation, freeing the underlying energies that coalesce this. Or it could have to do with other lifetimes, whatever the point of origin, whatever lifetime. Not that you have to know it, but acknowledging that this may have been something that was from long ago that was coalesced here, or something in this lifetime coalesced. And allowing the grace of love to fill all parties, all situations involved, all the way back to the point of origin. Through love, releasing into love, light, consciousness. Demanding love, wisdom, and strength for all. Demanding love, wisdom, and strength for all parties involved. Commanding it, demanding it. This is the I am demanding it and commanding it, not the human. We're not wanting human wisdom or human strength. We're wanting divine wisdom, divine strength. Greater, higher, truer wisdom and strength for all through each I am presence. And particularly commanding or demanding wisdom and strength not to make the same mistake a second time. Not to make the same mistake a second time. And what that would look like for us, maybe it would be that we're embodying patience, peace, maybe we're having better self-care, better sleep, so that we're more rested. Maybe the habits that we're giving ourselves each day are helping us, helping our bodies, helping our minds, helping to nourish our health and vitality, while blessing the food that we eat, the water that we drink, the sleep that we have, the day that we have, starting our day, blessing it. I wonder what our routines, what we can put into our routines so that we come to our lives more stable and strong, more conscious, more aware, more discipline and structure. Or maybe we need greater freedom in that structure if we're overly structured. I'm not sure, but however it is, the I am presence, helping it to guide us to alter the rhythms of our life in such a way that we not make the same mistake a second time. Might be how we give our mind to digest. Maybe we listen to music that is uplifting and loving. Maybe what we're paying attention to on our news feeds, finding good news feeds instead of some of the other materials that lower our vibration. Whatever that is, we call upon the law of forgiveness. Do this work. Just remember to give thanks for the freedom for all through the one source, the one intelligence, the one love, the I am. Thank you. God, being all love, must have infinite patience, and no matter how many mistakes one may have made, he or she can always, once again, can always arise and go into the Father. Arise and walk into your light in your heart center. The great I Am Presence and my source. Such is the love and freedom within which God's children are privileged to act. In the I Am Presence, you can ask for the infinite patience. You can move into that energy and experience it and ask to embody it more and more in this life. You can ask to embody being with the I Am Presence more and more for that freedom, for that love. All that is love, that is infinite. One can ask through their I Am Presence, through their intention and conscious use. Receive the consciousness of it, the embodiment of it, the energy of it, and spend time there until it is embodied. However many meditations, however many experiences it takes for the ego to release itself and be free in love. There is but one mighty, invincible, evolving process, and that is through the power of consciously generating divine love. Love being the hub of all life, the more we enter in and use it consciously, the more easily and quickly we release this mighty power of God, which is always standing as a dammed up force, waiting to find an opening in your own consciousness by which it can project itself. For the first time in centuries, the searchlights are raised from the Golden City over the Sahara Desert, are set into active operation over America and the Earth. There may be some individuals who will see these rays, not knowing what they are. So as you receive this beautiful light frequencies, you're invited to close your eyes, imagining the beautiful light, imagining this golden city of love, breathing it in and out, the divine light held of love, and the love being the hub of all life. You bring in this loving power, the mighty power of the I Am Presence, God, Source, Universe, Creator. Then the mighty power of this God, Source, I Am Presence, Creator can project itself into your mind, into your body. That love, that consciousness, that light, generating more and more of itself. That's it. The more love that enters you, the more love and the mighty I Am Presence can project itself into you, into all that you are, to all that I am, to all that we are. That's it. That's it. Keep breathing this in and out. You can keep your eyes opened or closed. I'm going to continue reading from Saint Germain's Discourse. Mankind need no longer think that personalities can continue to generate their destructive forces and long survive. You and I and those who can use this knowledge of the electronic circle should no longer be deprived of its benefits. Give it forth and the warning with it, which is not to misuse it. The blessing from Saint Germain. Almighty ones of the Golden City, glorified are we in thy wondrous radiance. Privileged are we to use in the use of these great rays, and privileged are we in the use of thy great rays. Blessed are we in the conscious recognition of the mighty presence. Enfold us forever in thy transcendent light. The end of the Discourse. Discourse 3, October 10th, 1932. Giving thanks for all that we have given and received in today. Thanks for each of us who joined us in the now and the later now, and all those of the One Source Light, including the Ascended Master Saint Germain. In a moment, I'll count you up 1 up to 5. When you reach 5, fully alert, fully emerged. Please wait until 5, until fully alert, fully emerged. 1, calmly now. 2, comfortably. 3, head to toe, feeling good, feeling perfect in every way. 4, your eyes are cool and clear like a cool brook has just washed through them. And 5, you're fully alert, fully emerged, coming all the way back, all the way back. Well done.